everyone, welcome to our instructional video for our Snowflake Crown activity kit. I'm so glad you could join us today. Today you're going to need some things that are not in your kit, including markers and a pair of scissors and some tape. You can also use a glue stick for this. I like tape a little bit better. It actually holds a little bit better for this particular activity. We're going to take our tape and our scissors and put them aside for now, but we will need those later. All right, and from our kit, I have my coffee filter, I have my cupcake liner papers, I've got my cup, and I've added a very little bit of water, just like enough to cover the bottom. Should be plenty. As you can see, it's not a lot. And then I have my 2 strips of cardstock. These we're not going to need until the very end either, so I'm going to put those aside. And we're going to start with our coffee filter. Now you have, I believe, 2 of these in your bag. You might want to make sure by going like that, and just make sure that you only have 1. I wanted you to have enough stuff to make more than 1 crown if you felt like it. And the first thing we're going to do with our coffee filters is we're going to color on them. Now, I am going to make my snowflake in some orange, and maybe some yellow, and maybe some pink colors. And I want to color on this kind of a lot. If you were getting craft kits when we made our butterflies, this is going to be familiar. The more color you add now and kind of the more you scribble and the darker it is, the better the end result will look. I'm making kind of a sunny snowflake this time. If you're like me and your markers are starting to get a little bit dried out, you're not going to get colors that are quite as vibrant. So make sure that you add some bright colors, which I am having some trouble doing, of course. But this will still work okay. Just make sure that you have all kinds of fun, bright colors on your coffee filter. You kind of want to go, start from the middle with your colors, and you want to go almost all the way out to the edge. Maybe I will add some blue in here just to see how it looks at the end. And if you're worried about your markers going through the coffee table filter onto the table, you can always do this on top of a placemat or a cookie sheet. That works really well. All right, we've got this all nice and colored. It's beautiful and colorful, and I love it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold it in half, and then I'm going to keep on folding it until it's a triangle like that. And I'm going to take this very tip of the triangle and I'm going to put it in my water, and I'm going to let the rest of my coffee filter sit and suck up that water. Now this part takes a little while. If you look really closely, you can see it's starting to work already. I'm starting to have my colors spread out and soak into my coffee filter. It's very exciting. So you want to wait until until the water has soaked up all the way to this very top edge. It'll probably take a few minutes, or you can let it sit for longer than that if you'd like. Once it's soaked all the way to the top, what you'll do is take this and unfold it and put it somewhere safe to dry. If it's a sunny day, you could put it outside in the sun. Just make sure it doesn't freeze. Or you can put it next to a window. And these dry pretty quickly. It'll probably take 20 minutes or half an hour for this to dry. Ooh, look at that. Getting some cool tie-dye action. We will check on this one at the end of our video. But for now, we'll start working with a coffee filter that I colored and soaked in water a little while ago. Now, you also have your cupcake filters. These won't soak up water, so you can leave them white if you want, or you can do what I did. I colored on mine with the same markers. You have to be a little bit careful because these are a little bit slick and sometimes the marker wipes off a little, but once they dry, you should be okay. So we're going to take our coffee filter that has been colored and soaked and dried, and we're gonna fold it back into our triangle. You can see in this one, I used blues and purples and pinks and some more wintry colors. So I'm gonna fold that back into the triangle. And then this part is optional, but a lot of fun if you are working with a kid who can use scissors, or can have you help them use scissors. You can cut up the two folded sides and turn this into a really beautiful snowflake. Just make sure not to cut all the way across anywhere.
Triangles down in like this.
And now this is the fun part of this activity. You could also, if you didn't feel like doing the coloring bit, you could just make the snowflake, or you could stop here and not make your crown. It's up to you. So we've cut that. Let's see what it looks like when I unfold it. Oh my goodness. What a beautiful snowflake. And we're going to take our cupcake papers and we're going to do the exact same thing. You just fold it a few times and that will make it into a little triangle. And you cut some triangles, or you could cut a circle, or you could cut some squares if you wanted. Any shapes you want into your snowflake. Ta-da! And let's unfold it and see what this one looks like. Ooh, look how pretty. So now I have two snowflakes. I just need one more for my crown. All right. I like cutting snowflakes. It's such a fun, soothing activity. All right, clean up our paper bits. And now we have one big snowflake and two smaller ones. Now you might notice I only colored on half of my snowflakes on this side, and you will see why when we make our crowns. So what I'm going to do to make my crown is first I'm going to make the band part that goes around my head. I'm going to take my two pieces here and I'm going to tape them together. I like to go around because that tends to hold a little bit firmer than just having one piece of tape going this way. But you can make your choice. And now grown-ups, this part you'll probably need to help your kids with. You put it around their head and kind of mark wherever it's big enough to wear. Mine might need to be big. Let's see. I have a grown-up size head, so I actually need a little bit of extra paper. Here in the middle. Ta-da! Now I have a circle for my crown, and we're going to attach our snowflakes. So I'm going to put the big one on first. I'm going to fold it in half. And fold it around my band like this. And then I'm going to tape that down. You might want to tape this in a couple of places, just so that you're sure it's on there pretty firmly. That's the good thing about cutting the snowflake bits out. It gives you some extra places to tape things down. I'm gonna put a piece of tape right here in the middle. There we go. That's looking beautiful. Let's add our cupcake paper snowflakes, and I like to overlap these just a little bit over the edge of my bigger snowflake. Like that. Tape this down. All right, and there you have it, a beautiful crown. You'll be all ready to rule an ice kingdom, or maybe build a snowman, or watch a favorite movie. I hope you have so much fun making your own snowflake crowns, and I cannot wait to see pictures. And I will see you guys next week. Bye! Oops, I said goodbye and stopped recording and had completely forgotten that we were going to check on the snowflake I colored earlier. Let's take a look. Here it is. It's a little bit wet. But if I open it up, it's a beautiful sunny colored snowflake. So as you can see, you can do any colors you like to be part of your crown. If you have still a dry edge and you feel like it's not soaking up water, You can put this kind of upside down and gravity will help a little bit. I wouldn't dip it into the cup again, but you can always hang it like this to dry, and it will kind of soak down there eventually. I hope you enjoy this craft. Have a lovely week. Bye.